This is my home. And while it might seem just like another apartment complex, it is actually a girls' hostel. A girls' hostel. My origin story in the world of reading began in 2014 with the establishment of a district library in the college campus where my mother and I reside. Many boys in the gathering right now might think that living in a girls' hostel is the boy's best dream or the heaven which you can experience. But let me tell you that it was not the same for me. Because of my premature beard and the deep voice, I was taken as a person who was much more older than I am right now. So, most of the girls did not talk to me and I was left alone most of the time. It all changed when I got my library membership. I started reading and I discovered answers, things that I would not have discovered if I had not discovered this hidden opportunity. I was introduced to reading by my cousin. She gave me Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. After flipping through some of the pages, I realized that it was going to be a humongous task reading a book without any kind of pictures in it. And after reading 30 pages, this was my state of mind. Befuddled. After I found this opportunity of being near the library, I visited there more often, came back home with 3 books stacked under my arm and just started reading. It began a phase in my life which I think that is the most influential part that I can ever conceive of. In reading those books, I can say that I've been scared, been jealous, I've loved, been expectant, and even driven to the point that I took the book to the toilet just because I could not wait to read the next chapter. I remember going to the library at 12 at the noon and then coming back home at 6 p.m. while receiving scoldings from my mother. What's more astonishing about this fact and this story is that avid readers among the crowd relate to everything I say, even to the bathroom reading. That's the guilty pleasure of the readers. Okay, now you must be thinking that the story stuff is good and all. But what are the benefits of reading? Well, here it is. When you read, you are doing what I call sampling. The literal meaning of sampling is taking samples from different sources which you will use for analyzing. When we use sampling in context of the talk or the topic I'm talking about, it refers to the process of learning the subtleties of a language by reading a lot of it. Over time, as you sample more and more books, more and more words, your vocabulary improves. And the ability to express yourself in that language also improves. Haven't you ever wondered why the people who are avid readers are much better versed in English or in any kind of language that they read? It is because of their constant vicinity to that language. And sampling is the process behind it. Now, let us look at some great personalities which developed the habit of reading. Abraham Lincoln read books to become a better lawyer. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi read books to formulate his own philosophy. Even Mark Zuckerberg held a year of books, also known as the book club, in which he read books from different continents from different authors, which resulted in his perspective of the world broadening. What's more astonishing about these facts is that these are all great personalities who achieved, or more to say, developed this habit of reading even while they were being busy. And it led to an exponential growth in their thinking capacities. And if these people can do it, then so can you, all of you sitting in the crowd. Even PewDiePie does a book review every month. Or at least he did until T-Series came on the scene. Okay, now I've stated all these facts, I've stated sampling. Let us take a look at the factors which stop you from reading. The first factor can be summarized into 2 words: instant gratification. It is the most prevalent or the most commonplace thing even among adults and teenagers. It is the tendency of people to consume a lot of information in a less amount of time. You can attribute it to the example of the Harry Potter movie series. The people who do not read books, they prefer to watch the movies. Well, while this is an advantage, you can turn it to while this is a disadvantage, you can turn it to an advantage by referring to those movies as a point, as an incentive to read more. Now, one of the best ways to do that is to sign up for an online website like goodreads.com or youngwritersonline.com. I've found that their recommendations are really good, and after reading all those reviews, I've discovered one of my favorite books of all time, The Road by Cormac McCarthy. Has anybody read this book? No. It laid the milestone of the different kind of genres that I was about to encounter, because the style of narration and the author, I've never ever heard of Cormac McCarthy before, but I read another book, No Country for Old Men. It was also turned into a movie. So,
give us a preview. We'll be tempted to read it then. What's
Late.
it about?
The Road by Cormac. It was actually a different kind of narration from the fantasy and the fiction that I was accustomed to reading. And it really opened up my mind to what I was missing in the world. If you ever think that books are very hard to read, or the words which are mentioned in these books are very heavy, you can just start reading something simple. I personally enjoy books by Enid Blyton, the Secret 7 series. Chicken Soup for the Soul is also a very nice series that you can start with. What's more important about this factor is that you need to break the stereotype about the age restrictions in the books you can read. Even if you are an 80-year-old man, you can still go to the children's section and pick up a book to read. Another stereotype which stops teenagers from reading is fear of missing out. What teenagers perceive it as, reading as, an investment in where you have to invest your time and glue your codex to the seat and then read. What it actually is that reading opens up your mind to a wide array of communities, even online and even in the reality, or in the reality which you live in. You can go to the verified fandom sites of the series that you are reading, or you can go to the sites of the authors and interact with the community of that author or the series. These are all hidden opportunities that many people do not recognize. And I really think that the teenagers should not be afraid to spend a little bit of time in doing these activities. My story is a very simple one. Just a guy finding his way in the dark, or his way in a dark girls' hostel. It is very simple. You just need to recognize the different kind of factors that you are missing, and the different kind of opportunities which lie in front of you. It is not about following everything that I have said step by step or word by word. And you certainly don't need to go live in a girls' hostel alone to do all this. You just need to take a little bit of time aside from your busy schedule and discover this new process. If I died right now and God asked me what I wanted, I would probably wish that everybody in the world takes about 30 minutes to read every day. Just that much, and I would die a happy man. Thank you. Word by word. And you certainly don't need to go live in a girls' hostel alone to do all this. You just need to take a little bit of time aside from your busy schedule and discover this new process. If I died right now and God asked me what I wanted, I would probably wish that everybody in the world takes about 30 minutes to read every day. Just that much, and I would die a happy man. Thank you.